Hello, namaste everyone. I hope you guys are doing great. Today's video is for Mars transit in the sign of Libra, which is happening on 13th of September 2025, and it is going to be there till 27th of October 2025. So let's discuss about how Mars is going to act in the sign of Libra when it gels within this energy of Libra, right? So before we move ahead, please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you get regular updates about whatever I'm posting. Also, if you would like to have your personal readings from me, you can check out the link in the description box, www.anmollastrology.com. Under the readings and unique reading section, you can book a personal reading for yourself. Under the courses section, you can go for online course. You can even request a one-on-one session from me when it's about the courses, because currently I'm going on as per the request of certain students. I am taking one-on-one classes and sessions as well. Okay, so let's get started with this topic. So Mars in the sign of Libra. Let's first understand both the things. What first, the sign of Libra, then the planet Mars. Mars is the planet of energy and transformation. That's because this is the planet which rules the first and the eighth house. We need to remember always the rulership of the planet, the houses it rules, so as to have a better flavor of that particular effect from that planet. Mars is the soldier, Mars is the commander, the person who fights for themselves, fights for the others. Mars is a very, very highly intelligent planet and somewhat selfish also. You see those individuals who want to reach at the top, who want to have the highest status, and for that they are willing to convince, they're willing to talk, they're willing to interact and encounter a lot of people or the people they can benefit from. That is Mars. Mars is opportunist. That's why it is exalted in the sign of Capricorn. Mars is not a planet whom you can tie down. That's why it is debilitated in the sign of Cancer. So the energy of Mars is all about that brings transformations in an individual, that brings in the energy, because wherever Mars will go, in that zodiac sign, in that house, your energy is going to go. Your energy will not try to do what that energy is trying to do. That is mostly dependent on which sign this Mars is. But the Mars would bring about your mind, your head to go into that sign. Now, the sign of Libra. That's the original natural seventh house, the house of partnership, legalities, the house of partnership, business. It's just the business as well, partnership business as well. It's your spouse, your encounter with others, your image, or what kind of people do you attract? How do you deal with your relationships? I'm sorry, I've not been well. I'm my daughter had viral. That is the reason of my absence for so long. And then I certainly caught that viral from her. And now just I have that congestion problem and I cannot speak clearly. Okay, just a second. Yeah. So Libra is all about your connections with others. It's all about other people. It's about spouse, relationships, partnerships, encounters. This is the sign ruled by Venus. So it is one of the creative signs. It is the house of lust. It is the house of mating as well. More than Scorpio, it is the sign of Libra, which is lustful, which is, I won't say passionate, but is very much about having a union, right? Scorpio rather is a zodiac sign which goes way deeper into that stuff, which goes whenever they are in a relationship, sexuality is there, they are going to attach themselves to that very deeply, and that is going to transform them. But Libra is the one who might end up with casuality, casual relationships before ending with one partner, so there are certain planets which create that scenario. But the original sexuality of a person is not seen from the Scorpio, it is seen from Libra. And trust me, when Mars comes into the sign of Libra, that's when passion gets connected with union. Passion gets connected with your relationship and with your sexuality. This is highly lustful, sexual zodiac sign to have Mars there, because Mars in itself, it's a lustful planet. So when Mars is coming here, your energy is going into relationships. Your energy is going all about seeking the balance, trying to balance the scales of the sign of Libra. That's where your energy is going. That's what physical activities you're going to indulge yourself in. So this time, when Mars is in the sign of Libra, just understand the element of Mars is fire, the element of Libra is air. Fire, whenever connected with air, it can ignite, it can spread. So avoid spreading of any information, unnecessary information about your love encounters. People having affairs, outside of the marriage can get caught or can be the matter of discussion in certain groups. So be aware of that as well. Because this Mars energy, the fire can spread widely and very quickly here in the sign of Libra. But one thing you would observe, that this is a absolutely stunning time for the ones who are connected with technology, and also for the people to be associated and connecting more with technology. The reason behind it is that we have Mars in the sign of technical creation, which is Libra. Then we also have Jupiter aspecting from the sign of Gemini, from the nakshatra of Punarvasu to this Mars. And that's the fifth aspect, the aspect that calls for your education, that calls for your learning experience, or whatsoever knowledge that helps you make certain decisions. So your decisions are going to be backed up. The decisions related to your encounters with others, the decision related to marriage, relationship, and anything, wherever your sign of, Libra is, the decisions related to that particular house are going to be backed up by a very calculative wisdom, a very talked about philosophy, right? So on a whole, this placement is very much focused on your relationships, on the balance that you want to bring through your relationship and even through your creative businesses. So this is the time, this is a good time to learn something very either creative or knowledgeable, like improvising your skills. That is what is required. So most of the energy is going to go there. And this, at the same time, now you will think that Mars in the seventh house or in the sign of Libra can also create a lot of fights, create a lot of dominance. That is absolutely true. So this is also going to be one of the factors. And what is the logic behind it? The thing is, whenever you get connected in a relationship, if most of your energy is going into that relationship, like you are just being dependent on that relationship, your emotions, your actions, everything is dependent on that relationship. So whatsoever change happens, either a small tiny minute change in that relationship, is actually going to play with your mind, is actually going to play with your peace. So when there is a lot of involvement, Any slightest thing can cause a frustration or cause a agitation within that situation. So that is the reason why when Mars comes into the sign of Libra or the seventh house, it creates an agitation between two people, but it also creates strong passion between two people as well. Okay, so that is what we can learn about Mars being in the sign of Libra. Also, just a second, I didn't hear. Okay, so my microphone went out for some reason. I hope it is all right now. Yeah. So, one more thing regarding Mars coming into the sign of Libra. See, Mars and Venus, Libra is ruled by Venus. So, this is not a very friendly zodiac sign for Mars to be in because of the association of Venus. Mars is impulsive, Mars is controlling, and Libra is slow, harmony, and balance. So, this contradiction, what happens with it when it comes in a transit is that first, in relationships or wherever your sign of Libra is, you will experience a rift, a pull and back, a pull and push situation. This Mars will try to be impulsive. This Mars will try to be dominating over that area. Whereas that area would require your patience because Saturn is exalted in the sign of Libra. So that's why this is slow. This is patient. So it's a very contradicting energy. So that's why, for example, if someone like with an Aries ascendant, your Mars is transiting in the seventh house, you would desire to dominate the situation with your partner. You would desire to have that power over your partner or their choices. So the power struggle comes in. But on the other hand, your partner would try to harmonize. Like your partner will be like that, take it slow. Do not dominate me. I am not the one who can be dominated. On the other hand, you would always also expect your partner to be an independent individual because that's what you desire from the partnership. So first the rift happens, the pull and push relationship happens, the arguments, the passion comes out, the argument happens, and then the balance side of it takes your attention. Because once you go through that complicated situation, that argumentative situation, you desire or you understand the need of bringing in balance into that situation so that we can get better. We can get better on the terms. That is why Mars is also one of the planet which is responsible for settlements, like settlements of disputes specifically. There are other planets also which can influence that. But when Mars comes into the sign of Libra, it also is considered for settlements in relationship or like settlement between two people. So this is going to be the theme we are going to follow from 13th of September till 27th of October. Now we'll quickly go over the Prashna chart. Right. So the Prashna chart, because the transit is happening at 9:38, I think like 9:34 p.m. as per the Indian Standard Time. And the Muhurta chart, I think I said Prashna before. The Muhurat chart of this particular transit is the sign of Taurus and moon is exalted there. This means that this is the time for you to, in a way, neglect the emotional side of your disappointments and attract yourself more into the practical side of conflicts and practical side of life. At the same time, we have Mars in the sixth house. This is the time to run a battle with your conflicts, with your disputes, with your daily work. That's why this is also a time for you to get in balance with your health, in balance with your nutrition. So, along with that, along with settling of your debts, along with settling of your arguments, of your disputes with others, you would desire, you would act more practically towards it. This is not about emotions anymore. Although we do have moon in the ascendant, but see, that moon is in the sign of Rohini. It is not desiring that emotional connection. It is desiring what practically should be done, what is in their own favor. This is basically the nakshatra where Lord Krishna was born. And he was not the person. Why moon is exalted here? You know, why moon is exalted in the sign of Taurus? Because there it gets the sense of practicality. It knows I'm here to enjoy that rajasic element. I'm here to enjoy what I can get in this materialistic plane, and I have to act smartly with that materialistic things or materialistic plane. So that's why your focus is not going to be about the depth of emotions, but rather to use your logical and practical mind and to enjoy the soma out of the situation, enjoy the elixir out of that situation. So definitely every one of us, mostly all the people, would have conflicts related, whatever conflicts we have lined up, whatever conflicts have been there, whatever compromises we have made with our health, we are here to now balance it. We are here to balance it out by, following a good nutrition, a balanced diet, a balance in our approach towards conflicts, towards arguments. And for that, the wisdom is also affecting us. The wisdom is also helping us because Jupiter's fifth aspect from the sign of Gemini is also there. And the second thing that I see is people are going to get really, really creative with the technology, with the technical aspect. This is the time of technical creation, technological creation. And since a few months, I've observed that most of the transit videos that I'm making that are showing me advancement in with technology. First, with Rahu's transit, it shows advancement and innovation with technology, but now it has started showing creating, like leveling up by creating something brilliant through through technology, right? So that's what we are going to experience for this transit. First of all, for Taurus, you guys would need to balance the area, the sixth house. You will feel that you need to balance your conflicts, you need to balance your workspace, and you need to dominate your workspace as well. So your domination would be there, but in order the end result, to reach the end result, that would be bringing in balance in your routine repetitive work, bringing in balance in your workplace with your colleagues and with your daily mechanism. But definitely Tauruses would feel that they are on a go. They are, they are required to act upon certain things, their health, their conflicts, everything. They would try to manage their finances, manage their money matters as well, right? Along with that, you will also be looking for different areas to invest your money in, because the Jupiter's fifth aspect is also there, and the sixth lord is actually going into the third house for you. So you would be researching, feeding yourself with knowledge related to creativity, creative elements, creative options of work, of profession as well. Right now, next we have the sign of Gemini. For Gemini individuals, this is happening in the fifth house. Definitely, you're feeling so passionate. You're feeling passionate about gaining knowledge. You're feeling passionate about your romantic encounters as well. This is the time when you might even have a re-encounter with someone, because you have your seventh lord in the first house in Punarvasu, and then the Mars is in the fifth house. Your mind is actually a hot ball right now. You're making impulsive decisions and you are choosing balance in your relationships, in everything over anything else. So you are choosing to manage, to balance your love, your relationship with your children as well. You will be quite involved with your children for this while, and you will make them learn, and you will learn from your children as well till the time Mars is in your fifth house. You're going to actively pursue your child, be in there in your children's life, and help them with something, with their home matters. If they are already young and married, if they are not, then you will help them with their income, with the money matters, or then you'll help them with their education if they are very small. But this time, your energy, everything, your energy, your passion, your actions, everything is going into the share market, into speculation, speculative gains, into the lives of your children, and also in your romantic encounter. And if you were having an affair, either you want to take that affair to marriage. If you're unmarried, if you're already married, just be careful, that might come into the light. Okay. And definitely, this is an enjoyable time for the ones who are married. For the ones who have their partners, you're going to enjoy. You're going to travel. You're going to spontaneously be with them. You're going to enjoy that honeymoon phase with your partner. Now, next we have the sign of Cancer. For Cancer individuals, this is happening in the fourth house. There are some disagreements within the home with the members of the home, but you will actually be able to balance, come to an agreement, come to a common point with your people, with the ones you love. Although the agitation is there, but the need for balance is also there. The other thing that it shows me is your creative endeavors. You're learning something absolutely creative. You're researching on something which is absolutely creative, right? This is the time which is actually motivating you to learn something, to balance yourself, balance your expertise, and be recognized for that. So in your times, when you are feeling that, yes, this is my time round, I'm free from the work. Now you are researching, you are searching something on the technology, you're learning something online. Your most of your energy is actually going into your home. You are you are sitting in your room researching on the computers, maybe taking an online course, trying to learn something. So all of the energy is going there. Apart from this also shows me that some people who are Cancer ascendant or Cancer moon, you guys would also try to make some changes within your home. Either you would go for changing of interiors, or you are going to go for something constructive, or you might go for something, building from the scratch. So something related to that is also involved here. Now, but of course, career wise, it's a time where you are open to the opportunities, and you will definitely be receiving good opportunities which are going to require your skills and your expertise, and what you have to give to them. Now, next we have the sign of Leo. So Leo people are already, going through a lot of self-conscious time. They are going through a lot of self-esteem check, and sometimes you feel too egoistic, sometimes you feel your ego is being challenged, you're being attacked everywhere. So this time your Mars is in the third house. You should avoid getting into conflicts. You need to avoid fights with the others, because I feel somehow the fights element is very much there. In your third house, having Mars in the sign of Libra, you may even have physical fights. That's what it shows. So you have to be careful with that. This fight, this problem, this complication with communication, with neighbors, with close friends, could actually make you end yourself into trouble. On the other hand, if I consider profession, you're definitely trying to build something. You're trying to build something new, something where your technology, where creativity, and where your efforts are going to align. Your spiritual study, your subconscious mind, your imaginative mind, all of that is going to be a part of your this setup, what you're trying to do or what you're trying to make. At the same time, there's a bit of struggle with emotions and controlling one's anger. It's a spiritual journey for you, it's a spiritual transformation for you. Right now, you're transforming big time. At the same time, you are making friends, you're making that circle, but you're also, because of making that circle, having a lot of encounters, you're getting distracted from your closer ones, from the people you valued a lot. So this realization is going to come about, and you're going to try to balance your relationship with them as well. Okay, but technically it's a great time, it's a very good time. Now next we have the sign of Virgo. Now, for Virgo individuals, we have Mars in the second house. You would desire to bring about balance in your finances and within your relationship with the family. So, the relationship with the family can have a bit of agitation, like your speech can give a bit of agitated and sparking, as in that you're impulsively speaking, you're impulsively saying something, doing something else, and you're trying to control the dynamics of the speech. You're not hearing the other person out, you're debating, these are the things which are happening because you're actively pursuing the communicative part. You're trying to be the bold one, the assertive one, and the one who should be heard, right? So for that need you can be argumentative. For that need you may even have become debate a person who is debating with everyone, and secretly you're also creating your enemies. On the second house, Mars coming into the second house in the sign of Libra, that makes a very lustful combination. Not just lustful as in like pleasure, sex, but also in eating. So control your eating habits. This might make you go to different restaurants, maybe, what do we call in Michigan restaurants? And just you will feel that you desire to have alcohol, you desire to have something soothing, in drinking and some good food. Maybe you are traveling, that's why you're desiring that. But this need is there. So you have, but I would, sorry, suggest that you need to be careful of your digestive system, because already you have Rahu in the sixth house. The uneven pattern of your routine and your nutrition intake is going to cost you with your health. So definitely this is the time for you to manage your nutrition. Once you will it's like a theme, it's like a story. Once you get into it, you get the karma, you get the lesson, and then you go forward and you correct that area. And you're also getting Jupiter's fifth aspect from the 10th house on the second house. That means that you are going to, involve something technological, something related to communication devices within your work, something to do with designing technology and communication devices or home structures. That's what you would desire to do. At the same time, you have Moon in the ninth house. You'll also be open to learning something creative and travel also. Okay. And for this month, females could help you. Female could help you gain something or be recognized. So, overall, a good time period. Okay. Next, we have the sign of Libra. So I'm having hiccups now. Sign of Libra. Mars is transiting in your ascendant only, where Jupiter is giving the aspect to this Mars from the ninth house. So definitely a time which is going to make you learn a lot. This Mars in the ascendant would make you quite passionate towards your career, towards your day-to-day life, and towards imposing your personality out there. But you would desire control, you would desire the dominance as well, but at the same time you would also desire to bring in balance within your health, sorry, within your personality and everything else. You would try to control your whole life dynamics, right? And after finding out where the problem lies, after finding out what needs your management, you will try to manage that area. Although this is the time where you might have to suppress your emotions as well, you have to have some secrets as well, right? And some big transformations in terms of your career, but in a good way, right? So, this is your time to keep your success hidden, keep your efforts, your plans hidden, and just work upon it. You're definitely also going to use something creative, something beautiful within your career, right? But the career transformation that I see for you people is going to happen for good, right? Just be careful with your energy. Your energy should be focused, because in the first house, having Mars and then coming in the sign of Libra, your energy can go into different directions. That's what you need to control. Okay. Now, next we have the sign of Scorpio. For Scorpios, Mars is in the 12th house in the sign of Libra. I think I need to drink something to stop these hiccups. Just a second. Yes. So for Scorpios, this is your ascendant lord only, and that is going into the 12th house. At the same time, you have Moon in the 7th. Your and Jupiter is aspecting Mars from the 8th house. There are some things you have to deal with, either your in-laws or your inheritance. But this is the time where you seek balance within yourself, not with others, but within yourself, balancing your logical and subconscious mind altogether. But whenever I see Mars going into the 12th house, I know this person's energy is going to get lost. Your energy, you will have very useless things to be in where your energy is going, and after that you'll be feeling, oh, that was so useless, I wasted my energy, I wasted my time. That is going to be the scenario, but most of your energy is going to go either into traveling, either into just experiencing something comfortable. This is also a time where you accumulate a lot of emotions, where you do not bring about your emotions, and you have to suppress your emotions to some extent as well. But during this transit only, there will be one time when the out is also going to happen, and that burst out will happen in a very massive and fiery way, because this fire is being ignited by the air element, right? This month, this period when Mars is in the 12th house, this is at the same time a period for your enjoyment, for you to interact with luxuries and enjoying all that materialistic aspects, all that pleasurable aspects. But one thing is there, you can be attracted by some women out of the marriage. If you're married, if you're not married, then you can be attracted to some women. But see, fifth house Saturn, 12th house Mars in the sign of Libra, then Venus coming into the ninth house, and exalted Moon in the seventh house. Jupiter at the same time in the eighth house. Rahu at the same time in the fourth house. Absolutely, this is a very, very time period where you are acting very selfish, where you are acting that I need to think for myself, because I am done, I've intensely being involved with others, I've thought about others, but now this is the time to just think about myself and what I feel is right, what I feel I will feel happy with. So you are very much in the moment right now. On the same end, it also shows that right now you're open to learning, or learning about technology, learning about new innovations, learning about astrology as well, right? At the same time, maybe the running scenario, running away from the home, going to the career, then again coming back to the home, then again going to the career. This scenario is taking a lot over your mind and over your, existence. So that's why also you want some time off, you want some time just by yourself, just for yourself, right? So you will do anything in your possibility, in your desire, to just make yourself feel at comfort and be valued. Okay, now we have, just a second, now we have the sign of Sagittarius. For Sagittarius individuals, this is happening in the 11th house. You're becoming smart. Like for this month, you are like that, I need to achieve what I need to achieve, and I'm going to actively pursue that. At the same time, Jupiter is in your 7th house, and that is giving aspect, fifth aspect to your Mars. Then Venus, the dispositor of the 8th house, 11th house, is in the 8th house. So maybe your friend circle is going to transform. You might, like for example, earlier you used to connect with two to three people, but now you are going to be open to be connecting with more people. You are going to be a humanitarian towards society, towards the friends, the circle, and you're going to build up good relations. But at the same time, there could be domination, but there could be too much control into the 11th house, into your circle, your association with others, which would actually lead to your understanding that I need to balance that. I need to balance my relationships. I need to balance my, you know, um, my encounters, my gains, my recognition. You would actively want to, get that recognition from your work. And at the same time, we also have Moon in the 6th house. So your mind is also about, you know, balancing your health and also bringing in balance in your work life. You want your work life to have your attention. You want to work for longer hours, to make an identity within yourself, to be independent within yourself. So it's a very, very good time for your career advancement. It is a good time for, research, for learning, and for making others learn and grab good opportunities as well. Okay. Now, next we have, now this could even make you travel, short travels, but now we have the sign of Capricorn. For Capricorn individuals, Mars is in the 10th house, and that too in the sign of Libra. There can be agitation with the bosses. There can be power struggles, assertiveness with the bosses, which would then need you to bring in balance with your relationship with the bosses. At the same time, this is something that is also being triggered because of your relationship. Right now, you are feeling very, very creative. You want to involve something very creative into your work, some creative mechanism using technology within your work. Creating something out of scratch is something that you want. You're right now research oriented. You want to change your income sources. You want to transform your income sources and work for some better income. That is your motto right now, and that's for what you're going to work. And this is a very, very highly work oriented combination that is happening with your Mars in the 10th house. But be careful of your encounters with others. People can feel that you're being too competitive, too controlling, and non listening, like a person who is not willing to listen to anyone, who is just doing what they think is right for everyone and for them as well, right? So be open to other people's suggestion, be open to other people's involvement also, because I can see that you're becoming very, very independent because of whatever is happening. You're just becoming independent, but you are not seeking the balance, you're not applying the adequate balance required within your work and within your personal life. Now, next we have the sign of Aquarius. Aquariuses have already been going through a lot of lessons and a lot of karma that they are here to do. So, Mars for you is in the ninth house. Now it's time for you to take stands for yourself. With Rahu in the first house, it did teach you a lesson of becoming, independent, of focusing on your own personal growth, right? But this Mars will now motivate you to take certain actions of detachment, breaking up with certain people, certain relations which do not require your attention, or you're just fed up doing the balancing within that relationships. So this is something where you take a stand for yourself, where you desire that now my peace is more important to me than other people, than the shenanigans with others, right? This could even give you a bit of dominance because of your mother as well. And because of that, you would also speak up in front of your family that this is not what I desire, this is not who I am. Need to do things differently, and I would appreciate if you respect that. Of course, related to the career, this is a very innovative time, this is a very advanced time that you will be seeing, watching your finances growing. It will grow slowly, sometimes at a very strong pace, but there is growth. There is a definite growth which would come about in your life, in your career, but with your self effort, with your self skills, and a lot of learning I see, in regards of knowledge, higher knowledge, technical technology related knowledge, medical related knowledge, and all of that you are interested in. But a lot of knowledge is being seen here. But take care of your health as well. Your health, your nutrition, your discipline would also be required, right? Now we have the sign of Pisces. The sign of Pisces moon or Pisces ascendant, you guys are having Mars in the eighth house, and that too in the sign of Venus. Definitely be careful with driving. Be careful with your vehicles, with your driving, with your travels, right? Because Mars in the eighth house, any association with Venus can also cause bit of like your car got hit, your car got scratched, vehicle got scratched, you ended up in an accident, something like this. So that is very much required, because this Mars is also receiving the aspect from uh I think it's the ninth aspect from Rahu as well. Yeah. So be very careful of that. Again, this is the time which is very, very transformative, very, very transformative in your association, in your ideas, in your energy, where your energy goes, where your energy is bound to, take your attention. Everything is going to transform a lot. Whenever Mars comes into the eighth house, it transforms the way your life is going right now. So you would feel that something 360 degree is happening with my life, with my energy. And something related to your health would also take place. So you need to take good care of your health. Go and see doctors, or otherwise these transits are going to make you go and see the doctor. At the other end, since you have Venus in the fifth house and Mars in the eighth house, this also calls for association and encounters in love, encounters over media, social media, and also in secrecy. You will not be very much open about your encounters, right? At the same time, you need to also take care, be like be a little considerate of your mind and emotions. Do not be overprotective of your desires, overprotective of your choices. What is yours will stay yours, what is not yours will never be yours, of course, because that's not what your destiny is about. So do not try to control what I should have, what I need to have. This is the time for your transformation. And the more open you are to the idea of transformation, the more easy it would become. Now, lastly, we have the sign of Aries. So, Mars is your ascendant lord. It is going into the seventh house. There can be disagreements, power struggles, and impulsiveness, assertiveness, controlling, behavior towards the marriage, towards the relationship. But it gives you a very, very passionate relationship. Trust me, this is your time where you would encounter with someone who is very, very passionate, or who matches your energy so much. Of course, fights are there, but at the same time, the good pleasure is there, the good, passion is there. I think because of the presence of Ketu in the fifth house, this can be something casual. If you're married already, you might not be so open to the idea of romance, but you would be open to the ideas of pleasure, ideas of coming together. I hope you understand what I'm saying. At the same time, you would want to, be open to the opportunities in business, finances, and work. You will definitely be getting opportunities from overseas, or from distant lands, or from social media, virtual opportunities, and you will be doing something creative. You'll be learning about these things as well. This is a very learning oriented time, but Mars would make you take action to from that learning, from that skill enhancement as well. Okay, this could also make you travel for the ones, for the people who are trying to travel or trying to settle overseas. This could be a very good opportunity to do so, because Mars is activating the house of travel. It can quickly give you the results with the travel. Okay, guys. So this was my analysis. This might have been a long video. This was my analysis about Mars transit in the sign of Libra, happening on 13th of September till 27th of October. So I hope this helps and gives you good insights. Let's meet in the next video. Bye-bye. Take care.